Students, welcome back to business statistics class. So in previous class we had seen how to draw X bar and R chart when standards are known. So today we'll see the next set of problems based on control charts. So the second question is, sample subgroups of size 4 of polyester yarns are drawn at regular intervals of 1 hour each from a production process. The tensile strength in grams of these yarns are measured. The sample means and sample range are given below. So here they have given sample mean. First they have given how many samples, that is subgroup numbers. There are 10. So here your K is 10. Instead of giving values, they have directly given the sample mean. So what is sample mean? It is X bar, and they have given sample range, that is they have directly given R. In last problem they had given values like this. From this we had calculated X bar and R, but here they have directly given sample values and R. Now they have asked to analyze the data on X bar and R charts, and you can see here the standards are not given. So first our K is 10 because there are 10 subgroups, and they have given sample size to be 4 in the question. So your N is 4, K is 10. Now we have to calculate X double bar because standards are not given. So what is X double bar? It is summation X bar by K. So K is 10, so divided by 10. And what is summation X bar? You have to add all these values. When you add, you will get 18,505. So your X double bar will be 1850.5. Next is to find out R bar. To find out R bar, what you have to do, you have to add all the sample range values. So this is your R. So when you add this, you will get summation R. So R bar is summation R by K. So it is 338 by 10. So it is 33.8. And now since N is 4, what is A2? So go to the table. So N is 4, your A2 is 0.729, and D3 will be 0, D4 is 2.282. So once you get all the required terms, then write the control limits. So first we will calculate control limits for X bar chart. So the central line is X double bar, so it is 1850.5. Lower control limit is X double bar minus A2 into R bar. So we know X double bar, we know A2, we know R bar. Substitute it and simplify. So lower control limit is 1825.86. Similarly upper control limit will be 1875. Now you got all the limits, you have all the X bar values, then you can plot the graph. So the graph will be same as explained. In X axis you have to take the subgroup number or these values. So it is 1 to 10. Mark 1 centimeters and take each centimeter to be one subgroup. So it is 1, 2, 3, so on. And in Y axis you have to take all the values of sample mean as well as these three should be included. And then mark central line with the bold line and lower control limit and upper control limit in dotted lines, and then mark all these points. So this is X bar chart. So this is your Y axis, this is your X axis which denotes sample numbers. So we have 10 samples. So write from 1 to 10. Mark lower control limit, upper control limit and central limit, and go on marking the sample mean. So first sample mean is 1842. So it will be over here. Now for this you can take scale as, for Y axis 10 centimeters starting from 1800 1810, 820, 30, 40 up till I think highest value is 1875. So if you take up till 1880, that is fine. So middle lines you can count and you can mark. It is very easy. So go on marking the points. See if all the points lie within the control limits. Here you can see one point lies outside the limit, therefore we can say there is lack of control or the production process is not under control. So coming to our chart, again the standards are not given, therefore the central line will be R bar, which is 33.8. Lower control limit is D3 into R bar, so it is 0. Upper control limit is 77.13. so take the scale accordingly, and x-axis will be same. There are 10 sample numbers. Y-axis take such that all the control limits are included and all the sample range values are included. So you have to mark all these values in the graph and then see whether the points lie within the limits or not. Here points are within the control limit, so the process is under control. To write interpretation is very important. You are using this graph so that you can give conclusions whether the process is under control or not. So it is very necessary you have to write the interpretation based on these graphs. So I'll quickly revise. First thing is check whether the given data has standards given or not. If it is not given, then use the table where standards are not given. So calculate what all informations are needed. When standards are not given, you need X double bar, R bar, A2, D3 and D4. So see what is K, what is N, find the control limits, and then for X bar chart, draw x-axis, y-axis, take points accordingly and mark sample values. For R chart, draw the control limits and mark all the sample range values. For R chart, don't mark sample mean values. Here don't mark R, it will be wrong. So take accordingly, write the title and write the interpretation. So the third problem is, a firm manufactures aluminium rivets. For process control, samples of 100 rivets each are drawn at successive points of time, and the number of defective rivets in each sample is noted as below. So sample numbers are from 1 to 10 again. Here they have given number of defectives. So in one sample there are 4 defectives. In second sample when you take, there are 2 defectives, and here the samples taken in each sample number is 10. So in first sample there are 100 such samples taken, in that 4 are defective, so on. This is how you read the data. So for all the 10 samples they have given number of defectives. For this you have to draw, so they have given draw chart for number of defectives and comment. So whenever the question comes about number of defectives, you have to go with NP chart or D chart. Sometimes they will mention like draw NP chart or D chart and comment. If not, you have to use these charts when number of defectives has to be calculated. If the fraction defective is known to be P dash, which is 0.02, draw NP chart and comment. So in the first sub question standards are not given, and in second sub question they have given the standards, which is P dash. So first let us quickly see what is NP chart or D chart. So when standards are given, the central limit is NP dash, lower control limit is NP dash minus 3 sigma limit, so it is sigma is root of NP dash Q dash. What is Q dash? It is 1 minus P dash again. So upper control limit there will be a plus. When standards are not given, it is N P bar. Lower control limit will be N into P bar minus 3 times of sigma limit. upper control limit will be plus 3 sigma limits. And what is this p bar? It is summation d by n into k. What is this d? It is number of defectives which is given in the observations. So here our n is, sorry, not this, yeah, in this question our n is 100, k is 10. So what is p bar? We have seen just now, it is summation d by n into k. We got n, we got k, so n is 100 and k is 10. Now we have to calculate summation d. What is summation d? This is your d. Now you have to add all these values to get summation d. So this will be 4 plus 2, 6, 7, 10, 10 plus 2, 12, 16 plus 1, 17. So summation d is 17. In your examination, make a column. First one is sample number, then number of defectives d, then add this to get summation d. So don't forget to show the table. Here what is p bar now? 17 by 100 into 10, so it is 0.017. Now we got p bar. What is central limit? It is n into p bar when standards are not known. So what will be n into p bar? It is 100 into 0.017, which is 1.7. Now we will calculate what is sigma, which is root n into p bar into q bar. So it is root of 100 into 0.017. This is your p bar and this is your q bar. What is q bar? 1 minus p bar. So you will get it as 0.983. So when you simplify, so in your calculators, first multiply this, whatever answer you will get, then find the square root of it. You will get it as 1.29. Now the control limits for NP chart is, we have seen, so we will substitute all the values. So it is 1.7, that is the central limit. Lower control limit is minus 2.17 when you simplify. First multiply with this, then whatever answer you will get, subtract with 1.7. If you get minus, then you have to consider it as 0. Take it as 0. So what is upper control limit? When you simplify, you will get 5.57. Because number of defectives cannot be negative, we are taking lower control limit as 0. It is very obvious, nothing, there is some error is happening, then it has to be in a value which is in positive number. It cannot take it as negative. So hence we are taking lower control limit as 0. So this is x-axis will be your lower control limit, and then mark the central limit and the upper control limit. After that, in x-axis you have to take the sample number itself. Y-axis take values such that it covers all the 3 limits as well as all the values of d. You have to plot in NP chart or D chart all the values of d. So you have to cover all such values. Here highest value is 5.575, lowest is 0. So you can take scale up to 6. So you can take 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, or you can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or you can take 2 centimeters equal to 1. So it is your choice. So mark all the 3 limits, and then you can see here first d value is 4, so which will be over here. Second one is 2, which is above 1.7. Third one is 0, therefore mark it on x-axis itself. And fifth value is 1. So mark all the points and join those and see if all the points lie within the limits or not. So here in this graph you get all the points within the limit, therefore we will say the process is under control. So this whole concept is very easy. All you have to do is remember the charts. Next, they have given the standard, that is p dash equal to 0.02. So what is the control limit for NP chart when the limits or standards are given? The central line will be n into p dash. N is 100, p dash is known, so the central line is 2. Lower control limit is again in terms of negative, take it as 0. And what is q dash? It is 1 minus p dash, so it will be 0.98. So find sigma. So it is mu minus 3 sigma limit. So in that substitute all the values and simplify. And here there is a root. Don't forget to take this root while you are calculating. And upper control limit you will get it as 6.2. And again in this graph you have to mark all the d values. The only difference is here standards are given, so your control limit values will be different. Here the highest value is 6.2. So take up till 7 the scale and mark all the values and check whether the points lie within the limits or not. So now we can say process is under control when the standards are given. So in the next class we will solve last two problems on control limits. I hope this concept is clear. So try to solve it and try to plot the graphs in the graph sheets by taking a good scale. Thank you.